Arg! And now it's time for How to Be a Pirate, coming from Dead Skull's pub.
Greetings, me mateys. Black Dog Bill, some call me. But only when they're drunk, because my real name is Howard. And I'm here to teach you how to be a pirate. Isn't that right, boys? They love me. Today, we're going to be looking at swords. Now, it's good for a pirate to have a sword, especially one made of such fine material. Look at that. The finest steel Toys R Us can buy. Sure, it's not made out of the finest stuff, and you don't really want to wiggle it back and forth, because you don't want to do that. But it is a sword nonetheless. Isn't that right, Nancy?
Blow me, you blowhard!
Ah, you whore. I'm not kidding either. Whenever somebody says that or she blows, they all look in her direction. And they're not looking for Moby Dick. At least not in that sense. But anyway, the first thing to remember about your sword is to always hold it by the handle. You have no idea how many people make the mistake of holding it by the wrong end. That's how Captain Hook lost his hand, you know, by holding it the wrong way. Well, actually, it just gave him a small cut on the finger, but he cut off his hand just to be sure. The other important thing to remember about your sword is don't use it as a toothpick. One pirate sued the sword-making company just because of that, and he won. He got the same lawyer that told McDonald's that their coffee was hot. That's why all swords say on the very bottom of the handle, caution sharp. This one doesn't have it because, well, yeah. Another important thing to remember about your sword is where to stick it. One sad pirate had the misfortune of sticking the sword down his trousers. This was not smart. He pulled out his sword at the wrong angle, and let's just say he's no longer called Long John Silver. He's now called Short Penis Iron. The same thing happened to Peg Leg Johnson, who not only has a pig leg, but also a Pig Johnson. Needless to say, he does give new meaning to the term got wood. You got wood by him, you probably also got termites with herpes. Is that not right, Mr. Adams?
Don't bother me, lead dick!
Ah, you goat lover. The man is so thick he thought Davy Jones's locker was where a member of the Monkees kept his gym clothes. But back to swords. Using your sword in battle is very, very important. In fact, it's very important to chop off as many body parts as possible. I once cut off a man's arm using this. Though of course he was already dead and it took several hours. But of course, as the ancient Zen philosopher said, you only have a sword so you hope never to use it. That's why we have guns. This will not work very well against a gun. For as the old saying goes, he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. Unless the other person has a gun, in which case you will die by a gun. In fact, to hell with a sword, you should probably get yourself a gun. It's like a sword, except it can kill a guy way over there. Isn't that right, Hamster McGee?
Told you never to speak to me.
Ah, you drunk. Man is such an alcoholic that when somebody asked what day it was, he said 7. Ah, they all act like they hate me, but in reality they love me. Because I know the stories of Bloodbeard Joe.
Bloodbeard Joe?
Shall I tell you about Bloodbeard Joe, the finest pirate who ever sailed? They say that when God created the earth, he asked Bloodbeard Joe if it was okay first. They say the only woman to say no to Bloodbeard Joe was in a coma. And when she woke, she committed suicide just to teach herself a lesson. They say that Bloodbeard Joe fought off an entire army of pirates with his toenail clipper. And those weren't even invented yet. In fact, he invented the toenail clipper. They say that whenever somebody sneezes in heaven, that God always says, Bloodbeard Joe bless you. They say that 5 out of the 7 seas were made by Bloodbeard Joe from the tears of the women he turned down for a second night stand. They say that one of the men who crossed Bloodbeard Joe got messed up so badly that his own mirror had to give him a refund. So let us all raise a glass to Bloodbeard Joe. He may not be God. Oh wait, yes he is. Tune in next time, me mateys, for How to Be a Pirate. See you soon.
This was How to Be a Pirate, the greatest show that ever... Yarg.
Yarg, me mateys! It's true that stories about Bloodbeard Joe get around quite quickly. So if you've heard some stories about Bloodbeard Joe that displays his awesomeness, send it to this address. A pirate that awesome deserves so many comparisons. Submit it now and maybe you'll be in the next episode. But turn them in quick, lads, because I want them quick.